What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. All I've heard about these three new cards are that they're Cyber Dragons and that there's a Power Bond Searcher. Yugi no, eat your heart out. A joke you make over and over actually comes forth to reality. Oh man, you can expect to hear some videos from him tomorrow. Sorry for spamming videos tonight, but it's been a huge amount of news, and I feel like this is going to be the best news out of it. The Blue Eyes cards might have been a little harsh. Having a searchable Regeki, kind of cool, but having to run 3 of that, not so cool. Having a consistency added to Chaos Max decks, awesome. But you're not here for that. You already know about those cards. Let's get into the Cyber Dragon cards. Duelist Pack 20 is turning out lit. Kaiba and Zane as 2 of the main characters for the next, what seems to be the legendary duelist. I'm liking it, and there's been more and more value in these packs as we've gotten on, so it's an exciting set for me, actually. Designed to further boost Cyber Dragons with Cybernetic Horizon and Emergency Cyber. Let's see here. How many levels we got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And it looks fearsome. That looks like an insane Cyber Dragon. 2800/4000. Looks like a winding road, actually, kind of from Myth. Like, look, it keeps going back. It almost looks like it is the Dragon Road, like out of Dragon Ball Z. That's so cool. And then we have a level 1. It's going on insane. And we got a quick play. I wonder which one of these it is. Let's go ahead and read. Cyber Eternity Dragon. Oh, that's why it goes on forever. All right. A level 10 light machine fusion effect monster. Attack 2800, defense 4000. So, most people would probably have wanted that attack stat to be the 4K. Materials, 1 Cyber Dragon monster plus any 2 machine monsters. Alright, that's a little easier to summon than I'd like. I see why the 2800. If you have a machine fusion monster in your graveyard at all, this card cannot be targeted by or destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Just by having any machine fusion monster in your graveyard, it's immune to destruction or targeting. That's pretty easy to do. If this fusion summon card is sent to the graveyard by your opponent, so I think that means by battle as well, and card effect, etc. If it, its first effect wasn't there, you can special summon 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So realistically, we might see something like Utopia the Lightning usually taking this down, but at 2800 attack, maybe it can be Masterpiece and so on. But with a 4K booty and a defense position ability of not being targeted or destroyed by card effects, this is a behemoth titan of a wall. You can banish this card from your graveyard. During this turn, fusion monsters you control cannot be targeted by or destroyed by an opponent's card effect. So this gives further protection to your future Cyber Dragons if it somehow ends up in the graveyard, which can happen if you're being aggressive and attacking with it, or if something like Ningirsu from the extra deck can take care of it, or Borolo Dragon ends up stealing this. I think that doesn't really target either. This is still a really good card. I mean, this would have been stronger years ago. This would have been insane years ago. Here, it's acceptable. It's pretty darn good. The ability not to be targeted by or destroyed by card effects, nice. So you're having to take care of this by battle or non-targeting destruction. And no, I'm being silly. Cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Non-targeting destruction doesn't take care of this. You've got to use something like Storming Mirror Force, or something that's not going to... You can't Dark Hole this. You can't Kaiju Slumber this. You can Kaiju it. This is pretty hard to take care of. Alright, let's carry on and see what other support we have for it. That other card almost looks like a fusion card. Cyber Pharaohs. We got level 1 light machine effect monster, attack 0, defense 2100, so kind of backward stats, 2100 defense instead of attack. I like how they've gone defensive. You can use this card's name's 3rd effect once per turn. You can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 1 machine monster. A level 1 monster that needs to tribute machine monsters to come out. I guess this helps get a fusion to the graveyard for our big boy. Once per turn, you can fusion summon 1 machine fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control or have in your hand as fusion materials. But this doesn't count as a Cyber Dragon, but I guess it can use the Cyber Dragon in your hand. So, yeah, you contribute a fusion, get this out, use it to fusion summon. I see the kind of setup you're going for, having your big Protect the Castle boss monster out there. When a fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add a power bond from your deck to your hand. So a fusion monster has to be destroyed by battle, and this has to be in the graveyard. So obviously this card's used to fusion summon. You get power bond, but you've already used so many resources if you use this to fusion summon that, yeah, that's not going to work. But at least it's not by opponent's effect. So, like, you can do something silly, like have a fusion monster, destroy it yourself, have this in the graveyard by Foolish. This is all so much work. Oh. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Yugi No. You can't. You just can't, man. Cyberload Fusion. So we do have a new fusion card, though. That might work out. Quick play at that. You can only activate one of this card's name per turn. Hard once per turn. Fusion summon one fusion monster that lists a Cyber Dragon monster as a material from your extra deck by shuffling monsters you control or you have that are banished into the deck as fusion materials. Also, monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except special summon monsters. I don't think this restriction hurts Cyber Dragons too much. Like, oh no, my normal summon monster, my Cyber Dragon deck can't attack this turn. Let's talk about this. Banish. So this almost like wants you to play something like Overload Fusion, Fairy Tale Snow, cards like this to mayhaps get the effect off. Overload Fusion, I think, being the best. You've already used your resources. You're summoning something else out. That makes the most sense to me. At the same time here, then you're fusion summoning again, so they're wanting you to link, but I think you only get the one downward link from our new Cyber Dragon Link monster, if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually go to the kind of dueling book view and make sure of this. Let's make sure I'm not crazy. I want to check this out. Hey, check this out. I want to make sure I'm not losing my marbles. If we go to the deck constructor, we're going to look up Cyber Dragon. And yeah, we only got one downward arrow, so not really progressive of fusioning again after Overload. Overload Fusion here. Ignore this deck, please. By the way, just ignore it. Fusion summon one Dark Machine fusion monster from your extra deck. Isn't that the Chimera Tech Dragon? The Rampage Dragon's the dark that you go for there, and it uses 2+ Cyber Dragon monsters as fusions. So you got ways to go into this, extra ways perhaps, but this it has to list Cyber Dragon, so I guess this is another possible target. So you could double Rampage maybe if they take care of a Rampage. That's kind of cool. What do you guys think of these cards? This is interesting to say the least. The Power Bond Searcher is a sick joke by Konami. It makes me think more and more they actually do listen to people like Rank 10 to troll them and Yugi No to troll them. It makes me think more and more mayhaps that they do. But this long winding boss monster, actually, like you can't deal with it too easy. Like, maybe I'm crazy. One second. World Chalice. I don't believe that this you can send. Oh, you send. You can in Gear 6. Oh my gosh, I am crazy. Yes, it does not destroy. You can send. So non-targeting, non-destructive sending. Yes. So Ningirsu will work against this. Yes, there are more answers than I thought. It's 2018 and this isn't becoming enough anymore, but at the same time it's still really strong. It should not be underestimated at all. But if you're killing people, this isn't kind of the route Cyber Dragons really take, right? If you're killing people, you're taking care of them, you're ending their life points, as it were. This isn't really the route you take, is it? This is the defensive wall. This the quick play fusion's more of the right track. If they've taken care of something you've summoned this turn, you can activate this using banished materials. That's kind of cool. So like if they took care of something, you continue on. I like that. Also, a huge shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization for all the translating they've done. Please visit them. I always link them first thing in the description if I can for the videos that feature their content and their work. They do hard at translating this. Unlike me, please turn this on. I actually turned these off because they were interfering in the middle of the video and content. Like, the ads would appear between the two cards, which for content-wise, I can't really handle, but please do support them by turning your ad blocker on. Don't take me as an example. Do support people who create the hard work and translated content over here at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization.